morning from Parkway Nissan Stoney Creek. And we're here with the General Manager, Grant, and we're going to be spending some time with you this morning, learning some safety features on cars, looking at some of these beauties you have here in the showroom. And you know, you have a great location, Centennial Parkway, right?
Yeah, we're located right at 191 Centennial Parkway on the corner of Barton. We've been here for going on 13 years now. Yep, beautiful little spot. We'd love to have people come see us here.
Yeah, it's a really good spot right by the highway. And so we're going to be talking about cars, and I see, is white a thing? Like, I see a lot of white cars, and I see this, what do you call that gray?
That's boulder gray on the
I see that everywhere now.
It's a new hot color that's just come out in the last couple of years. We have white inside, just it's what we have available right now. We have a Pathfinder and a Kicks we're going to talk about today, and all the safety features. Has
it changed at all? I know it's been the past few years harder to get cars. You know, people come in, they want to order a car. Has that changed? Is it getting easier? Is it getting better? Is there still a backlog? And how's that working?
I think the supply chains have stabilized.
Oh, good.
But we're still not up to the volume that we were prior to all these shortages.
Right.
So we're starting not to see a lot of cars on our lot, but we have a lot more cars coming in that are available.
Fantastic.
So we're slowly starting to recover. We still need more cars.
So if somebody comes in and they want to buy a car, you'll help get them set up, right? Like, you have cars, you could show them, or how would you show them if you don't have the car on the lot?
We have one of every model.
Oh, you do?
Available for test drive.
Okay.
And then we have a lot of cars that are incoming. So typically people will put their name on a car. We can tell exactly where it is.
Oh.
Whether it's where it is on a boat coming from Japan.
Really?
Or where it is on a train coming from the US. And we sort of can coordinate it and get it right down to within days of when the vehicle is going to be here.
Okay, this is promising. You know, I have a daughter who just started driving, and all she's doing is talking about getting a car. So, you know, you're going to help me out a little bit this morning, and it's good to hear that things are getting better and getting easier too.
Yep, for sure they are.
Okay, friendly staff here. We're at Parkway Nissan on Centennial Parkway in Stoney Creek. Whole lot more coming up on Morning Live. Good morning from Parkway Nissan Stoney Creek, and we're in the showroom now. We're going to talk about something that, of course, is very important: safety. The cars look good, but you want them to drive safe. Roy, you tell me you're the resident car nut here?
Yeah, I've been called that a few times.
That's not on your business card, though, is it?
No, I don't put that on the business card. I try to be more professional, but it's the truth, yes.
The truth, indeed. You love what you do.
I do.
Yeah. So tell us about some safety features here. What is this? Okay, this car says Kicks.
Yeah, this is the Nissan Kicks. One of our most popular cars right now, sort of in that subcompact crossover segment. So there's a lot of people trying to save gas and go with a smaller car, and so this is a very popular car for us right now. And what Nissan's trying to do, and what we're kind of talking about today with safety, is that you don't have to spend $50,000 or $60,000 on one of our top-of-the-line cars to get into safety equipment.
Okay.
Nissan came out with an initiative a few years ago that they want to limit fatalities in our vehicles, and that includes, of course, trying to limit them in the smaller vehicles. So a car like this Kicks comes with many of the same technologies as our top-of-the-line vehicles.
Okay, and when you say limit fatalities, so what did they come up with to do that?
Well, there's two ways that they can kind of work that. The first thing is to make the car safe when it does get into an accident. So there's a lot of safety structure built into these cars to try and prevent people from getting injured or killed if there is a collision. But what we're looking at a lot today and nowadays with the new technologies is trying to prevent that collision in the first place.
And how do they do that? What are some of the features in the car?
Well, if we look at this car, for example, when you see the new Nissans that have this logo that looks flat like this, it's because there's a radar sensor built into there.
Oh, really?
And in the case of Nissans, it's not just reading the distance to one car in front of you, it's actually reading several cars in front of you. So it can watch what's happening in front of you in traffic.
Wow.
And if it sees a car slowing down or somebody has hit their brakes or there's a collision that happened in front of you, those sensors are sensing that you're traveling at much greater speed than that is, and it's going to start to give you warnings. And after the warnings, if you don't do anything, the car can stop itself from getting involved in a collision.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything on the back?
Yeah, these cars also have rear emergency braking, so there are sensors. If it thought you were going to hit a pole or a curb or a car that you didn't see, same thing. It will warn you as you're getting close, But if you were going to hit it, it can hit the brakes and stop you
It
from
actually
hitting it.
hits the brakes.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't call that, is this this isn't a self-driving or self-functioning
This car does not have autonomous driving. It does have features where with cruise control, it can actually maintain its own distance from the car in front of you. But many of our mid-range or higher level vehicles like that Pathfinder over there do have what Nissan calls ProPilot, which is a version of autonomous driving. So it can not only follow the vehicle in front of you, but it can read the lines on the road, it can keep you in your lane. And again, for safety, those same features can prevent a collision. If it thought you were going to turn into somebody, it can actually steer you back into your lane.
Okay, well, yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions about that. I have a lot of questions about that. But we're running out of time, but that doesn't mean we're leaving. We're coming back a whole lot more here. Parkway Nissan in Stoney Creek. Thanks, Roy. We'll be back. How do you like my new ride, Morning Live? Well, I can't quite get out the door, but this is a beauty. We're at Nissan, Parkway Nissan in Stoney Creek. This is Roy, and Roy, this is a sweet ride here.
This is the new Nissan Pathfinder, which is our 7 or 8 seat SUV, and yeah, we're sitting in the lap of luxury in this car.
It's sure, I feel like I'm in luxury. Cars that drive themselves, is this a myth? Like, explain this, please.
No, it is technology that we have available actually on quite a few of our cars now, and it's coming more and more. So different cars have different levels of that technology, but in this Pathfinder, yeah, this car can read the road and it can steer itself, it can follow the vehicles in front of you, so it is capable of that.
But the thing is, I mean, again, misconceptions. This car and safety, right? It's reading things, it's helping you drive, but you can't just completely go to sleep or something.
No, you don't want to be one of those YouTubers that climbs in the back seat and gets themselves into trouble.
Right.
No, so what we try to encourage people to look at is, yes, this car can drive itself to a certain extent, but what Nissan's really focusing on is using those technologies to make the car safer. So there are elements of this car that you can turn on or off if you're comfortable with things or not comfortable with things, but the basic idea is that not only can it beep or flash a light to let me know that I might be doing something dangerous, but in the case of this car, it could steer itself away from something, or if you fell asleep or had something happen to you behind the wheel, it could keep you on the road.
Now, earlier you showed us there are sensors in the front and back. So what about the side, the mirrors here? Do they have some sort of a...
We have in this car cameras actually on the bottom corners of these mirrors. So this has 360 view cameras all around the car.
Wow.
They help with parking and things like that as well. But it uses the radar sensors and location sensors to sense the vehicles that are around you. And so that's how it can tell if you were about to steer into someone. And that's what it will use to determine how to act. So there's warnings it can do, but then yes, it could actually steer itself back.
Is it pretty simple? I mean, I'm not seeing a whole lot of buttons, so that's good.
No, actually, Nissan's really simplified it. It's literally just this blue button on the steering wheel.
And that's how you do it.
And if I hit that, that engages basic cruise control like anyone would have on their car. But then that allows me to actually add elements to it if I do want it to give me warnings, if I do want it to steer away from problems.
Wow, it's just amazing. Love this car. Okay, well, we're going to come back and talk a little bit more about safety, and maybe we're going to sit in another car?
Yeah,
Yeah?
we'll try something a little smaller next.
Oh, okay, smaller maybe for me. Maybe for me. We're at Parkway Nissan in Stoney Creek. We'll be back on Morning Live. Check out this beauty. Look at this kicks. This car is actually called Kicks. We're at Parkway Nissan. We're having some kicks this morning on Morning Live with Roy here. And yeah, you love cars, don't you?
I do, yeah.
You go to a lot of car shows, I hear.
I watch a lot of car stuff on TV, go to a lot of shows. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Okay, we're sitting in a smaller car, smaller than the one we were sitting in last segment.
Yeah,
but very similar though. I mean, it doesn't look as big and luxurious, but I see a lot of the same features.
Yeah, and that's the whole idea, is that Nissan calls it Safety Shield, and so it is a lot of those technologies we've been talking about. And so even when you get into one of our smaller vehicles, even vehicles less expensive than this Kicks that we're sitting in, that Safety Shield is standard equipment on all of them. So we have the same blind spot monitoring systems, the same forward radar systems, the same rear systems as in the bigger Pathfinder, but you're in a car that costs $20-something thousand.
Right.
And especially for buyers who are looking for a first car for, you know, somebody going to college or something like that, or somebody that just wants something fuel efficient. That's a big market for this car. You are not giving up that safety. And so especially insurance costs and things like that, cars that have these systems are cheaper to insure.
So they're cheaper with the safety.
Yeah, they're in a better safety category because of those features.
Yeah.
Less accidents, less fatalities, it makes for cheaper insurance.
Okay, so if a parent like myself came in looking for a vehicle, a first vehicle for my daughter, this would be one that you would recommend?
This would be one of the first ones we would point you at, and it's very popular right now. Actually, one of our most popular vehicles because of that exact reason. Great vehicle for a first-time buyer. Great vehicle for somebody that's looking for a car that's cheap to insure, cheap on gas, easy to maintain. This fits that bill.
And when are you open? What days of the week?
We are open Monday through Saturday. Most days we're open till 8 o'clock at night. So for somebody that's coming after work, you can come and take a look at us here on Mondays through Thursdays till 8 o'clock at night.
Okay, and you're here a lot of times most days?
I almost live here, yeah, so you can come and visit me anytime.
Oh, perfect. Well, thanks for having us, Roy, Grant. Amazing staff here at Parkway Nissan Stoney Creek, Centennial Parkway, right off the highway. A great location. Come check out their cars, and remember, safety is important, very important to them here.